Hello there, thank you for tuning in. This is Melissa. My YouTube channel name is Lallywood Creations, and here is a flip through of a hardcover junk journal. Now this is the first hardcover journal I've ever completed. I have been a fan of junk journaling for a couple years now. I have made a few softcover journals and one little ring-bound journal, and I have gathered quite a huge stash of supplies, but I only spend a couple hours each week on the craft, so it took me a while to complete this. So I'm happy that I finally have it done, and this is going to be a gift from my mother. She likes nature and animals, pets, dogs, cats, the color green, and flowers. So I just threw in a whole bunch of things in here that I thought she would like. So let's get started. My closure is a torn piece of vintage sheet. This same sheet is repeated here with these ruffles that I took from the hem of the sheet. Excuse me. Cover. This is a little flower fairy and Tim Holtz frame there. Some sorry silk band around just for some interest along the front. This is a vintage sheet and some peach eyelet fabric. And here I have a little, well, this is I think her favorite picture of herself with her favorite car in 1967. It was a Volkswagen Beetle, or a Bug as they would call it. I'm sorry that the light is showing on there, but anyhow, that's her favorite picture. And then this is a little about this journal. I got this from Pam at the Paper Outpost. It tells you what you can do with your journal. And here come my doggies to hear me talking. They're not used to hearing me talk. Hi guys. Hello. Just a little fun little tag. These came from the back of a calendar, so you'll see a number of these. I just cut up the back of the calendar and made little tags out of it. All right, so there's 3 signatures in here, and I put trim along each of the signatures. And let's get started. Printed on Vellum. This is Martina with Teal and Tattered printable. This is from a Wildflower book from the 50s, I believe. This is Maggie Holmes' Garden Party, and some old scrapbook paper I had quite a while ago. This is a tag that I got out of a journal that I purchased from Lehman with Lace Covered Skies. She is an amazing artist. She is so creative, and I wish I could do everything just like she does. So this is a piece that I took out of there. So there's a few things in here that I stole from her, the journal I bought from her. This is inspired by Martina with Teal and Tattered. She does masterboard collages and cuts them down into tags. This is her printable. This is Edith Holden, some sheet music, and some wrapping paper. I have a lot of this rose wrapping paper, which I love. All right. A greeting card with a nice expression about, oh, it's a Song of Solomon from the Bible about winter being over. And the flowers appear on earth. The time of singing of the birds is come, and the voice of the turtle is heard in our land. Song of Solomon. Now these, my mom never thought she was the prettiest girl, but I think she's so pretty in these. In her little pink swimsuit in 1960. Sorry about this light. Maybe I can move that. Yeah, that's a little better. 1967. So cute. And I love that blanket she's on. It's adorable. So I put pretty as can be right there. So cute. I think all the printables in this journal are all from Martina at Teal and Tattered. This is from Edith Holden. This is from a Wildflower book. These are all fussy cut from that same book. Children's book. My mom likes dogs, so I had to put this little guy here. Precious Memories. This book was Bunny Blue, vintage children's book, so that's just a little image from that book. And there's my mom with her first kittens, Lady and Moby. She got those kittens early in her marriage, and that was in the 60s. And then I was born in 73, so I remember from my childhood, those two cats, Lady and Moby. This is just something from my little journal. I have a whole bunch of pages like this, so I thought it'd be fun to pop in there. Excuse me. Sweet Pea. My mom had a dog named Sweet Pea, so I had to throw the Sweet Pea things in here. And this is a children's book. I think it was called The Flower Book, if I'm not mistaken. This book has beautiful paper. It's so soft, and just love working with it. And I love this trim, so pretty. More pictures. That's just her little return address. It was so pretty. I needed to save it. And there she is as a girl on the beach. These pictures were taken with her Brownie camera, I believe. 1959. Probably the same summer. This I got from Lehman Lace Covered Skies. This came from her as well, but I also have some like this that I got from Amy at Kitty Witty. This is also from Lehman, Lace Covered Skies. And this is just some more pages that are from the little book. I think I put 1 or 2 pages from this book bound in the journal. And then this was an extra one. So I just thought it was fun because she likes the dogs and cats, and of course has a strong faith. So this is a good little a little prayer book for kids. I love looking through other creators' journals. I watch them hours on end on YouTube, but having one in my own hands, it just helps me to come up with better ideas. Like, I'm still a beginner, even though I've had an interest in this hobby for 2 years. I don't put a lot of time into it, so seeing what other people do, I feel like will help me to improve my abilities. That came from Lehman's journal. This is from my master board. Ooh, dangerous. underneath here is some satin ribbon, vintage satin ribbon, and then I put some lace over it. I just like the way that had that little bit of shimmer. That was pretty. This is from a wildflower book, and I believe it was my mother's, and she wrote a note on this page, and that's why I took this page to make something out of it. And when I was making the pocket, I accidentally chopped her a little note off right here, but you can still see she wrote, saw down by the pond, 1982. Or I saw, or found down by the pond, I believe, something like that. So at least we can still see it a little bit. It's some Edith Holden paper. There she is with her bug. This was just like from a magazine article about wildflowers, so I glued it onto some cardstock and made a little bookmark thing out of it. I think this is from Pretty Little Studios, if I'm not mistaken. Probably ordered it from Amy with Kitty Witty. And these are some of our cats that we had in the 90s. That's Bobo and Nicholas and my mom. Edith Holden. The Sleepy Kitty and the Sleepy Kitty. More sweet peas. That was a little, gets stuck, but that's okay. Hello, my darling. Hello, my lovely, my lovely. Classic skiing picture from the 70s. Love that coat. Of course, I had to put this in here with all the orange and yellow. Think of fluffy kitties who love your squeezes. That's torn. So I feel like my top 3 influencers with junk journaling are my 3 favorite creators. So the first one was Amy with Kitty Witty Papercraft. She has the kitschy 60s style. And then Martina with Teal and Tattered, who has this botanical, and she loves using this gold leaf trim and the fussy cut flowers. And then lastly, I think my favorite to watch, like everything that Lehman with Lace Covered Skies does, I want to try it. Like, I just am so impressed with her ideas and her creativity. So she's the one I had purchased a journal from and popped a few of her things in here. But all 3 of them, I am so impressed by all of them. Impressed with all of them, and I aspire to be like them. I'm amazed. So I'm pleased when I try something that they've done and I'm happy with the result. I don't always love the result, but I mean, it's like, look what I can do thanks to these lovely ladies sharing their talents. It opens up my world, and I'm sure many, many other people's worlds, to creativity that, you know, sometimes you need a little help coming up with ideas. And then once you have the idea, you can just run with it. So thank you, ladies, if any of you are watching. This was from the journal I purchased, How to Make a Compost. Mom always loved to have a compost. It bothers her that I don't have a compost at my house. She has a garbage disposal now that she uses, but she wishes I would keep a compost. And there she is. I think this was her first cat when they were married, and then I think he died young. This is a piece of napkin. That was a lot of fun to decoupage. I want to do more with that. It's so pretty. Mom was born in February, so these are pages from the February section of Edith Holden's Country Diary of an Edwardian Lady. Her name is Anne, so highlighted her name Anne. Got that idea from Lehman. These, I used these in my first soft cover journal, and I think this might have been my last one. I love these die cuts. Doggy. So fun little collage, more of that napkin, more of my masterboard collage. This is a little post-it note, I think, or something. I don't remember exactly what it was called, but it's like a recipe card with a vintage lady on it. Another card, an ancient blessing. May the sunlight shine on you and warm your heart until it glows like a great fire, so that a stranger may come and warm himself at it. May God always bless you, love you, and keep you. An ancient blessing. Lovely. Okay, so this book cover was made out of an old book that we had at home. Growing up, it was my mother's book, and I took it from her when she didn't want it anymore, and then I never used it because it's a reference book and we have the internet for that now. So it was called the Well Cat book, and when I cut it apart, I figured, hey, why not use this little piece from the binding and stick it in as a little reminder of what I made this with, and some little bit of an ephemera. So I thought that was fun. It's a kitty playing card. It's a piece from a children's book. Kitties on the wall. I have the kitty poking his little face out, right? All right. Mom loves green, so I think she'll like this spread. More pictures of her. There's a girl in the pine tree, 1960. So she would have been 14 there. She looks younger, but she would have been 14. And then here she is at 19 in a pine tree. So you can see she loves nature and climbing trees. Love the vintage greeting cards from the 60s, and I'm always trying to think of ideas of what I could do with them. I still haven't figured out, you know, I want to do something really cool, and I haven't really thought of it yet, but hopefully one of these days I'll come up with something. Now this is my mom and I's favorite picture of ourselves together when I was a little girl. This is a picture of us playing cards on a ferry boat going from Nantucket Island to Massachusetts. We used to spend our summers, in my early days, from age like 2 to 7, before my parents got divorced, we would go to Nantucket every summer for 2 weeks. And so this was one of the nice times of our childhood. And we both love this picture. Isn't it sweet? So we're playing cards, and I thought I'd pop a little card right there with it as just a sweet little reminder. Mom loves bees. She was a beekeeper at one point, so that's why I put some bee things in here. This is totally inspired by Martina. This is exactly the type of collage she would do. Teal and Tattered. Mom and Nantucket on the beach. More from that masterboard collage. Kitties. That's from Garden Party, Maggie Holmes. There's our baby kitties. Bobo, 1999. Good memories of those kittens. This I took from Lehman sent me. I definitely want to try making these. I dried some flowers last year after seeing her do these, and I'm ready to start making them, hopefully sooner rather than later. One of Mom's favorite memories was of us when we were girls, and she would read us children's stories before bed. This is me picking my nose. That's my sister, and the other girls are some friends of the family that we would visit every year, usually for New Year's. So this was at their house, and my mom was reading us a bedtime story. Oops, sorry about that. This was from some junk mail that Mom was going to throw away, but she knows that I have been gathering pretty things like this. So she gave it to me, so I said, hey, I'll stick it in the back of her journal. And what's inside? I just stuck a little thing there. I could probably put something fun in there too. I don't know. Haven't thought of anything yet, though. It doesn't have enough room for a picture, so. And just a few extra randoms. That was Mom at college, 1965. A little piece from a cookbook, vintage cookbook. And then these were from a little book, Sunshine After the Rain. Just love the colors on this cover. It's the same image. Scrabble score sheet. Gosh, that reminds me, I have more things that I didn't even put in this journal that I could have used, but you know, you can just keep going and going and going, and it gets fatter and fatter. So just have to wait till I do another one. Put all my goodies in the next one. Oh, and then this book with the beautiful wildflowers, it was copyright 1950. What wildflower is it? Wilcox and Follett. Beautiful book, beautiful images. And last but not least, we have a library card pocket with a card from an actual library book. The book was The Princess and the Pea, and my mother says that she can relate to The Princess and the Pea, not being able to get comfortable and things being irritating. So she would feel the pea underneath all of the mattresses. No matter how many layers she put between herself and the pea, she would probably still feel the pea. So she can relate to this. I wrote her name on there. I just thought that was a cute little idea. And a little doggy. And that is it. Had a lot of fun making this journal. I wish I was retired and could just do this type of stuff all day, but I do have to work full time to pay the bills and take care of my 5 pets at home. So I just spend a couple hours a week. We'll see. What will my next one be? I'm not sure. It will probably be a while before I actually post another video, so I'm glad you tuned in, and I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks again to all the ladies who have inspired me along the way. Keep sharing your creativity. It really does inspire a lot of us. So thanks again. Bye-bye.